Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Vroom, vroom, vroom. Welcome to the Viewmasters. Episode 346, Vroom Masters? Episode 346, Fast and Furious. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Vroom, vroom, Eric.
Vroom, vroom, Joe.
How are you?
I'm doing great now.
Fantastic. I don't know what happened.
I like that you went with it.
That's pretty much what I do. Just go with it.
That's
See
good.
what happens.
Yeah. It's like, why would you have to plan out every single detail well in advance?
Exactly. That's true.
It's insane to
Yeah,
do that.
it's not like we're executing some sort of complicated car heist.
Nope.
Oh boy, Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Why didn't
They really should have.
God damn it.
Oh yes, part 4 of the Vroom Masters miniseries.
Now I have to go back and change all the tags.
Don't do that. Oh boy.
Before we really get into this, there is something I need to get off my chest right now.
Are you going to pray to the car gods
No,
again?
no,
Okay.
I'm not going to do that. They've fucked me, by the
Really
way.
have.
They've just, oh, God. We need to get through this series fast and furious. Jesus Christ. No, I'd like to say that I have currently been watching the television program Monarch.
Okay.
The
Legacy of Monsters.
Legacy of Monsters, the Godzilla television spin-off on Apple TV. The first couple of episodes are set in Tokyo,
Ooh.
and I have not yet seen a drift.
Seriously?
Seriously.
How much of each episode has been dedicated to street racing?
Almost zero. I mean, there's been a car chase or two, but
Okay.
like minimal.
That's really disappointing.
Like 5 minutes at most. It truly is. And again, no drifting.
Do better, Monarch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drift.
Matt Fraction.
What is wrong with you, Matt Fraction?
Throwing down the gauntlet to you, Matt Fraction.
That's right.
If you're going to continue to set this program in Tokyo, at least one character has to be a Drift King.
Yes.
At least.
A Drift King of the Monsters.
At least. Yes. Holy shit. Can Godzilla drift?
I hope so.
Okay.
Mothra, even?
This is what we want to see. We want to see a car chase through the streets of Tokyo where the drivers are Godzilla,
Okay.
Mothra,
Yes.
Ghidorah,
Yeah.
others, and Godzilla. I mean, they should all drift.
Oh, of course.
But Godzilla
is the Drift King.
the Drift King.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is not too much to ask.
Not at all.
Butt stuff werewolf.
Sir.
Please, I'm sorry, Mr. Werewolf. Or can I call you butt stuff? Fast and Furious. You gotta differentiate it somehow.
Right?
The first one.
Yeah, it is a ridiculous choice to just drop the articles.
Yeah. It's like in the Final Destination series when for the 5th movie, they added the Final Destination.
I mean, that almost makes sense.
It almost does.
Yeah.
It's like going from Batman to the Batman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at least with the Final Destination, you know, it was like, oh, this is the last one.
Right.
And it has been until whenever the next sequel comes out.
Sure.
But
Sure.
at this point, definitively, It's the last one.
The next Final Destination.
You know what? I would have appreciated the Batman if I knew that was ever going to be the last one.
They should do a prequel to Final Destination called Penultimate Destination. And it's just about people going about their day.
Sure.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. You know what? I mean, there's some commonality between Final Destination and Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Especially this one. With, just horrifically staged car crashes.
That's true.
Abound.
That's very true. The body count in this movie is very high.
It really is. The stakes have never been higher.
Right.
As in, there are some.
Right, not like the stakes that impale a driver in Final Destination.
Exactly.
No, I did, there is another, race through crowded streets.
Yes.
Similar to Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
I wasn't as excited by it this time around
Really?
than I was in Tokyo Drift. I don't know what it was.
Huh.
Like,
Drifting?
No, that might have been it. That might have been it. We get close to some drifting.
There's some minor drifting.
Yeah. It's more like drafting. Yeah, it's not really drifting. Veering quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, there's some fun stuff in that, like Brian sort of off-roading.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what it was about it. It just didn't excite me as much as it did last movie.
Huh. That's odd, because I loved this movie.
It was way better than last movie, for sure.
It's way better. I thought the car sequences, all the racing, the chases, whatever, far superior than anything that's been up to this point.
Okay. Even the tunnel sequences.
Especially the tunnel
Oh,
sequences.
dude, I fucking hated the tunnel sequences. I couldn't tell who was who and what was where, and it all looked like a video game. And especially the first time when they're in the tunnel, and Gal Gadot, whose character's name is Giselle, but it's never said in the fucking movie, is like coming over their radios, like, "You have to get out of there!
Yeah.
10 seconds! 5 seconds!" Like, that felt so video game to me.
I mean, okay, the first tunnel sequence is not great.
Yeah.
But the climactic tunnel sequence, I think, is fantastic.
I didn't realize when Paul Walker's car gets out of the tunnel, I thought the car that was right behind him was Dom.
Oh.
I did not realize that was someone else. Like, I just couldn't follow it. I couldn't follow who was who and what was where and what was happening.
I think part of the problem there is that Dom and the
Phoenix?
second level bad guy,
Yes.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
have very similar cars.
They did have very similar cars, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Could have used more distinction between their two vehicles.
Yeah. And then I think at one point there was a car crash in the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I thought the main car that crashed was Dom's.
Oh.
But no, it wasn't.
No.
It was another car.
I mean, his car did crash in the tunnel.
His car did crash in the tunnel, yes.
But he leapt from it into another car.
Right.
Amazingly so.
We have gone full, like, ridiculous. Like, Dom gets shot at one point and just sort of looks.
Yeah.
Like, what? Really? Dominic Toretto is a monster. He is just a fucking beast. When he attacks Brian, I thought Brian was gonna die. Like, he's just an unstoppable... He's the fucking Hulk. He is a rage monster.
Yeah. So, one thing is, we have not gone full comic book or whatever it was you were trying to say here.
Yeah.
It's gonna get way, way bigger.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, this movie is still largely about street racing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited. I just kept imagining, like, as they were like, they set up a race to get you into the gang.
Right.
Like, oh, fucking course they set up a race to
Well,
get
sure,
you into the
yeah.
gang. But, like, I imagine, like, in Fast 9 or whatever, like, they set up a race to see who gets the nuclear codes or whatever. Like, what pretenses are they going to continue to come up with to fit racing into these movies?
Ooh, we shall see.
I'm excited.
If anything, the one major problem I have with this movie, and honestly, it's the thing that follows throughout the rest of them, is that this is the beginning of speaking back to Dominic Toretto is a monster.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of just masturbatory Vin Diesel love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just how Dom is the best, and every character loves him and would lay their lives on the line for him.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Giselle pops up. And like, as soon as he saved her life, I kept thinking, like, I know she comes back.
Yeah.
And so I kept thinking, like, how is it gonna be that she comes back? Because she is on the bad side.
Yeah.
For most of the movie. And then as soon as Dom saves her life during the shootout, I was like, oh, there it is.
Yep.
She owes him a life debt. To borrow a Gungan term from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
I thought that was also why Chewbacca was hanging around Han Solo as well.
It might be. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I've forgotten so much about Star Wars.
Was that in Solo?
I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
I thought they were just pals.
I mean, they kind of saved each other in
Yeah,
Solo. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Not to spoil too much about again future movies here, but at least when he saves Giselle, it's like, okay, there's the feasible reason why the bad guy turned good.
Sure.
It happens less and less often, logically, throughout the rest of the movies.
Okay, good to know. It's so weird that they never say her name at all in the movie.
Hadn't even noticed until you just pointed it out.
Yeah.
And I guess it's probably just because I was reading the subtitles.
Yeah, I only remembered what her name was because it pops up in the subtitles during that tunnel sequence.
Right. Because I think without that, I wouldn't have remembered her name at all.
Yeah.
I barely remembered her real name.
For half a second, I was like, is she Braga? That would have been an incredible twist.
That would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to think, is there a female villain in these movies? And there is.
Yeah, I was going to say Charlize.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it would have been cool to have that as a twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, the twist is pretty lame.
Right.
It's that guy that we've been seeing the whole movie.
Yeah, it's the Liam Neeson is Ra's al Ghul twist.
Yeah.
There is no Braga. Everyone is Braga. When they were waiting for that fax or whatever to print out, I was like, "Fuck this Usual Suspects bullshit." God damn it.
I think I mentioned it a few episodes ago, but it reminded me of Bullet.
Yeah.
Because it was also real slow.
Right.
And also,
yeah,
that
obviously.
It's obvious that the guy they think it is not the guy it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, the cutting back and forth of that sequence and the reveal takes forever.
Yep. Listen, this is not a perfect movie.
No, I know.
But it's great.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah.
We get Han back.
Yeah, very
briefly.
Not enough Han.
Not enough Han.
I wanted more Han.
Yeah.
So this one is 5 years after the events of the first movie.
Yes.
And then an indeterminate amount of time before Tokyo Drift?
So
I forget, does Han say how long he's been there? in Tokyo Drift?
I don't think he has.
Okay.
So this movie came out in 2009.
Yeah.
8 years after the first one.
Okay.
Tokyo Drift came out in 2006,
Sure.
which would have been 5 years after the first one.
Okay.
So I guess just enough to be established.
I guess.
Yeah.
It felt, his appearance felt really throwaway.
Yeah,
It was disappointing.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably only there to nod to the fact that of the cameo at the end of 3.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which was nice.
Yeah.
I like Han.
I like Han a lot. I wanted more of him.
Same.
Yeah.
I have no idea who the fuck his writing partner was.
Yeah, I don't know who
She
that was
never comes back.
Maybe she doesn't go to Tokyo with him.
She does not.
He breaks up with her. He's like, I'm not taking this chick to Tokyo with me.
But even the two other dudes, Don Omar and Tego.
Okay, sure.
Calderon.
Yeah.
They come back at the end.
Well, they're a couple.
Oh, yeah, that's
The
true.
way they bicker,
Yeah.
they're clearly a romantic couple.
And perfectly okay with it.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
But even like at the party scene, like immediately after, they're
Yeah.
kind of hanging around still, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we never see the Han's friend again.
Yeah.
And then Han says he's got to go take care of some stuff.
Right.
Get back to his own life.
Yeah.
Which-
Good for him.
Which means he dies in a horrible car crash.
God damn it. Don't go, Han.
If you
It's fine.
if you meet an idiot named Sean, run the other way.
Han and Sean? How did I not put this together last week? Alright, we got Dom. We got Han. We got Sean. We got Brian O'Connor. Who else are we gonna meet?
Oh.
What's Tej's last name?
I don't know. There's Roman.
Oh, I don't think this is anything.
No, it's not. Yeah.
I thought I had unlocked the unified theory of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
No.
No.
I feel like that would imply that there was thought put into any of
There's a
this.
Sean, and then later there's a Shaw.
There is a Sean, yeah.
Okay,
But that's his last name.
that's okay. Fine, right.
Not-
I mean, it makes sense.
okay. And spoiler, multiple Shaws.
What?
Just
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay. I know. Watch out, Han. Watch the fuck out. So yeah, we've got Brian. Brian's in the FBI now.
Yep.
What?
Apparently,
Tej didn't work out.
I guess not. Yeah. Where's Roman?
Once a cop, always a cop.
Right?
Oh yeah, Roman. Forgot about him too.
Yeah, best friends with Brian.
Right. Damn it. I had in my mind swapped out Roman for Tej.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
think. It's weird.
I mean, to be fair, he had the better relationship with Tej.
She really did.
Yeah. Just remember, Tej is Ludacris.
Right.
Roman is Tyrese.
That's right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah, Brian is in the FBI now.
Yep.
And I guess still investigating car based. I'm not sure.
So they're investigating a heroin smuggler.
Oh right, okay.
And this time we actually get like an actual crime that we can point to and
That's
say,
true.
this is the thing that they're doing.
That's true. Yeah.
Unlike the previous two movies where it's
Like
just sort of, they're criminals, but
yeah. He's running a drug cartel.
yeah. Apparently Braga, the bad
Yes.
guy, he hires the best drivers to work for him.
Right.
And then apparently also just kills them?
Yeah, hires the best and then murders them immediately after the jobs are done.
Yeah,
Which we don't find out until later.
right.
But yeah, it seems it seems inefficient. You know, you're going through a lot of work to vet these drivers.
Right. Yeah, I mean, okay, so you do occasionally get your vengeance-filled, criminals infiltrating you, or cops.
Yeah.
And okay, you probably got to weed them out every once in a while, but I'm sure Dwight probably was a very loyal driver.
Yeah. Oh, I hated that guy. You know what? Brian did him a favor by getting him arrested. If any of them deserved to be shot in the desert of wherever, the Southwest, it was Dwight.
I believe it was Mexico.
Okay, well, I thought they were across the border at that point, right?
When they got shot?
Yeah, or were they in Mexico?
They were in Mexico, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they were driving from L.A. to Mexico to deliver the drugs.
No, Okay, so all the drivers get in the fucking semi.
Right.
The semi takes them to Mexico.
Oh, okay.
And then they pick up the drugs and then drive back in the tunnel.
I gotcha.
Wherever the fuck the tunnel is, I guess, goes under the border.
Sure, yeah.
And pops them out back in the United States, right?
Yeah, okay, all right.
I think that's what it was.
That makes sense.
That was my understanding.
Okay, I buy that.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Dwight got off easy.
Yes, he did.
But I'm also really glad we didn't need to see more of him.
No, yeah, he was awful. But hey, maybe getting arrested will let him fly right. You know,
maybe. Yeah,
he'll straighten up and rejoin polite society.
Probably not.
Stop sniffing women's feet.
That's not Dwight's style. Dwight doesn't do that.
No.
He will continue to refer to himself in the third person.
Yep. And
have just an egregious foot fetish.
I don't get foot fetishes.
I don't either.
Feet are ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen cute feet.
I guess.
But it's not I don't know. That's not... Anyway.
Whatever.
We don't need to get into this.
Nope. Listen, all I'm just saying, to the world, cover your goddamn feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's reasonable.
All right.
Yeah. Only your closest loved ones should see your feet.
Yes.
Ever.
There we go. This is, I think, a perfectly reasonable compromise.
Agreed. I'm really glad we had this discussion.
Yes.
On the air.
It's important topics.
It's true. So yeah, it's a revenge story for Dom.
Yes.
Letty gets murdered off screen.
Yep.
Which I don't buy that shit for a second, but okay. Given this franchise,
but we see it
sort of.
Dom's psychic visions.
Dom is fucking Will Graham in this, where like he stands in the middle of the road and goes, "This is my design," and then just conjures car crash and murder sequences in his mind palace.
Yep.
And I'm here for it. Like, I'm fine with that.
I don't remember it ever happening in the rest of the movies, but
no.
it should be a big part of his, MO, at least. Because yeah, that was great.
Yeah. It was something.
Yeah. He's a car psychic.
It sucks that we don't see it. I understand why we don't see it.
Right.
Because then it might have spoiled the twist later that she was doing it for Dom.
Right.
But it just sucks.
Yeah.
Letty gets done really dirty in this.
She does.
And I was hopeful after the first scene, or like the early scenes, that we were going to get more of her, and,
sure.
and she was going to have more of her own like arc and stuff, and she does, I guess, but it's off screen.
Yeah, it really is.
It really sucks.
It's told in flashback, and not even lengthy flashback.
Yeah.
Just briefly mentioned, and then like we see a quick flash of her.
Yeah. I would not have been surprised if they had faked her death to draw Dom out. Like, that's almost what it seemed like.
You know what? I kind of thought that's where they were headed with it too.
Yeah.
Because you don't see it happen.
Yeah.
That's. I mean,
That's comic book 101, people.
We have read enough comic books and seen enough sci-fi to know that if you don't... Soap operas, even.
Yeah.
You don't see the body, no one's dead.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we didn't see Han's body last time either.
That is also very true.
I'm assuming that Han is also not dead.
Of course.
Oh, man. But yeah, so it's fun. It's kind of a buddy movie.
Yeah.
For Dom and Brian. I was so glad that Brian was back. I missed him so much in the last movie. It was startling how just reassured I felt to see Paul Walker on screen. I know I need to enjoy it while I can.
Yeah. This is a limited time opportunity for you, sir.
But yeah, I thought he was a lot better in this one.
He's a lot better. Michelle Rodriguez, for her brief time, is a lot better.
Yeah.
Felt like an actual character for a minute.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel got worse.
Yeah, he's doing his Diesel.
He really is. He is full of himself.
Yeah.
And or at least at the very beginnings of the full of himself era.
Yeah.
Which just is only going to get worse.
I also really enjoyed Jordana Brewster in this one.
Yeah, she was all right.
Like, I liked her in the first one, but it was nice to see her again, and like I do feel like both Mia and Dom let Brian off the hook real easily for betraying them in the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Dom still holds a little bit of a grudge throughout it.
Yeah.
Up until the very end, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mia just full on goes for him. Yeah.
I also loved when Brian sends the FBI pick up Mia because they're looking for Dom.
Yeah.
And Brian tricks Shea Wiggum's FBI agent,
yes.
whose name I don't remember, Stasic, maybe?
Stachius? Or something like that.
I don't know.
Stachikanik.
That's Stanikatic. That's
Stanikatic,
right.
Yeah, there we go.
He tricks Castle into leaving the interrogation room, and then he just goes and gets her, and they go to lunch.
Yep.
And then he just lets her leave. Amazing.
He's, one might say, playing by his own rules.
He really is a loose cannon. Oh, man. And then beats the shit out of Shea Wiggum when he calls him on it. That was awesome.
That was pretty great.
Just full-on assaults this guy in the FBI offices. I love it.
Yeah, he's pretty good in this. I still think he's a terrible actor, but he's having fun at this point now.
Definitely, he feels looser in this than he did in the other ones.
I think he was, he skipped out at 3 and was like, you know what, I missed this.
Yeah.
We got Vin back.
He's like, I'm only doing it if Vin does it.
Yeah.
Have you considered that Vin Diesel's name is Vehicle Identification Number Diesel?
Of course.
Did he do that on purpose?
Would not be surprised.
Is he a car? He's a muscle car.
He's a tank for sure.
He's a tank. Does he think he's a car?
Maybe.
Because that's interesting, and I want to examine that further.
Maybe he's just too into role-playing games.
Maybe. I always forget that about him. That he's a fucking nerd.
Yep.
What if he actually knows nothing about cars?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd buy that, actually. You know what? Just as a weird aside, because it just popped into my head here.
Let's do it.
I feel really bad that Bloodshot bombed.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like, okay, he's got this fast saga stuff, and it's not going to last forever. He needs another franchise.
Yeah.
And I think Bloodshot would have been great for him.
Did you see Bloodshot?
I did see Bloodshot.
Was it any good?
No.
Then what are we talking about here?
He just needs to be a Wolverine superhero.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he?
Just an unkillable super assassin.
That's Dom Toretto. Right?
Except Bloodshot actually takes damage and then heals like Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about Bloodshot.
I don't know about the comic version, but the movie version certainly does.
Interesting. Okay. Should I watch Bloodshot?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll consider it.
I remember, like, the day the pandemic started.
Right.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to go see Bloodshot at the theater. And then all the news came out. I was like, I guess not.
And then the world stopped.
And then the world stopped, and then I had to pirate it.
Ah, what a shame. I wonder if it would have tanked had there not been a global pandemic.
Maybe, yeah. Because the last movies I saw were Invisible Man and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And then my next plan was to see Bloodshot, and the world stopped.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just the opening heist scene where they're stealing gas.
Yeah.
Is just above and beyond anything that they did in the first movie.
That sequence is spectacular.
Even though it is the exact same plan.
Yeah, basically.
as what they were doing in the first movie.
Yeah.
But pulled off so much better. This movie also directed by Justin Lin, who directed Tokyo Drift.
Right.
I guess went to school between the two movies.
Yeah.
Because he got so much better.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, other than the tunnel sequence, like everything was a lot more clear. Just everything about this movie was just better.
Yeah.
Especially compared to Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, definitely.
Except for the fact that Sean wasn't in it, and that just makes anything infinitely better. I was looking at when these movies came out. So the first one came out in 2001, the second one came out in 2003.
That sounds right.
And then 2006 was Tokyo Drift, and this one was 2009.
Okay.
And then after this, like every 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I figured it would have to have picked up.
Yeah.
For there to have been 7 more movies.
And so, I like when I started watching them, I started with 5 because that's the only one I ever heard good things about.
Yeah.
But I kind of wish I'd have started with this one.
Yeah.
Because it does the whole Point Break plot much better than the first one.
It does, definitely.
The second one is still really good as well.
Yeah.
But at least at this point, inconsequential.
Yes. Okay. Fine.
I mean,
it is.
It is. Yeah.
You're not wrong. It's another street racing movie.
It is, and it's just aside from Brian being on the run, like it doesn't really tie into the first movie.
Yeah.
Like you could easily skip it. I mean, it's much better than the first movie.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really count other than it introduces Tej and Roman,
right?
Who will come back.
Okay.
And then the third one is just god awful.
Yeah,
as we discussed.
Good lord.
Yeah. but I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was really exciting. Like I said, the opening heist is great.
The part where Dom drives under a flaming tanker that is sort of hopping down the road.
Yeah.
I did cheer.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of that. That was fucking amazing.
Right?
That was incredible. I loved that.
Yeah, the whole Letty, on top of the runaway tanker thing.
Yeah.
Just all of it was great.
The death proof sequence where she's on the hood of the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? Much better than Death Proof.
Yeah.
I don't like Death Proof.
No, okay.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once.
Yeah. Did you see it the way it was intended?
I saw it Grindhouse style.
Okay,
in
alright.
the theater with Planet Terror.
All right. As did I.
Yeah.
And my problem with that movie is that I think Planet Terror is a ton of fucking fun.
Yeah.
And then all the fake trailers are pretty great. And then Death Proof comes and it's like hitting a brick wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a Tarantino wall.
Yeah, Death Proof is... Robert Rodriguez made a Grindhouse movie.
Yeah.
And Quentin Tarantino made a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is fine. They should have reversed the order.
They definitely should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I can say about Death Proof is the final shot of it is great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think about it often. That guy just getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yep.
In a circle.
Stuntman Mike.
Fast and Furious.
When does Stuntman Mike come into the Fast and the Furious movies?
Oh, I hope it's soon.
By 11 they should just like every actor who's ever been in like a heavy car chase movie.
Every actor who's ever driven a car.
Yep.
Like Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd should be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were some stunts in that DeLorean.
All of the movie Batman.
Yes.
They go to like the Hall of Cars.
Yeah.
And it's like all cars across the cinematic multiverse.
Should have Gene Hackman from French Connection in there.
Definitely.
Robert De Niro and Ronin.
Yes. Oh, wow.
This can be the Expendables of car movies.
Oh, no. Oh, yikes.
I mean, when they do eventually introduce Jason Statham into it,
right?
The big thing was that, he was the transporter.
Right. He was Crank.
He was also Crank.
He was Mr. Crank.
He was a Crank.
Crankshaft. Is Crank a Doonesbury spinoff?
Yes.
I didn't realize that was a comic book movie. Oh boy. Yeah. This movie was a lot of fun.
It really was.
I did not care for the tunnel sequences. I was disappointed that there were two of them.
That's fine.
But other than that, yeah, I really liked this a lot.
Yeah.
The character stuff was better. The acting was better for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And yeah, all the car stuff, arguably, except for the tunnel scenes.
Which you loved.
I did.
Why did you love those sequences?
They were tense.
Yeah.
Just real exciting, and I know I've complained in the previous movies that certain scenes like you can't tell who the hell's driving what or whatever, but if it worked because it was so claustrophobic, I think for me.
Okay.
And at the end when they're being chased by like the entire Mexican cartel, it was a lot of fun, I felt.
Yeah. I mean, I like the chase aspect for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish I'd been able to tell a little more easily what was going on.
That's fine.
And who was who.
Yeah. I do agree. The first one is not so great.
It's just they're just driving in a straight line.
They really are.
They're racing against some sort of clock.
Right.
I didn't really understand what the stakes were there.
Dom pulled up in front of everybody for reasons.
Yeah, because he was overcome with rage. He should be driving that fucking Hulk car.
I hope that Hulk car comes back.
Oh, I hope so too. With their bow wow. But yeah, no, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I don't want it to sound like I didn't, because I really did.
No, I can tell. I mean, fucking muscle cars are popping wheelies left and right.
Right? I love when cars do that.
It's great.
My car never pops a wheelie. No
Mine
matter
maybe.
how hard I try.
I mean, my car doesn't do jack shit right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I wasn't bragging.
It's fine.
You shouldn't have popped so many wheelies, my friend.
I guess. I saw that drifting I used to do.
You were so carefree back then.
Yep.
All you did was, go out onto the late night streets and drift. Life was simpler.
It really was. Yeah. Jesus.
Oh boy.
All right. Fast 5 next week.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about that.
I'm excited to get into the bananas ones.
Yep.
For sure. We get a taste of it here.
Yeah. It really does set up a lot of that. I felt like this was kind of the perfect mix between what they were trying in the first one and where it's going.
Yeah. I can definitely see that.
Yeah. It was... I liked that, like, other than the sort of forced street racing aspect of it, it was pretty much just a standard action movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
And, you know what? I like that.
Yeah.
I like action movies.
What?
It's crazy.
Holy shit.
I'm shocking everybody here.
I am gasted to my flabber. My flabber is fully gasted.
I don't need to know this.
I don't know what that means.
Is anything making you happy this week?
A fully gasted flabber. No, you know what? My partner and I took my nephews to the Air Force Museum over the weekend.
All right.
And it was really nice.
Yeah.
My nephews are 12, and one of them is really into World War I,
Okay.
which is interesting.
That's the weird one. Is it the helmets? Does he just like the like?
I don't know.
The flat Jay Garrick helmets.
Like, we asked, those are cool helmets. We asked him, like, what do you like about World War I? And he couldn't really explain.
Was it the trenches?
What it was. I don't know.
The mustard gas.
You know what? You're listing World War I things. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I don't know what any of
Okay.
them.
Right.
Why any of them are the explanation.
I mean, I've exhausted my knowledge of World War I at this point. So,
But yeah, we spent a lot of time in the early flight section of the Air Force Museum.
Nice.
That's where all the World War I stuff is.
Yeah. And
then we went through the World War II. World War II. I feel like everybody talks about World War II.
Well, sure.
It's the exciting one. It's also the easy one. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
And then there was they had these VR. They had these rides you could do.
Oh.
One of them was it's a 2-person ride, and it goes 360, and you can you're a fighter pilot basically.
Okay.
And so my one nephew and my partner did that one, and then I and my other nephew did one was a VR thing where you sit in a chair and it all moves, and you go into space and you go to the moon and you go to Mars, and it was awesome. So yeah, it was a really nice time.
Nice.
At the Air Force Museum. And completely free, because the Air Force Museum is free, which is awesome.
It is. I used to work there.
I know, yeah.
Did you see Josh there?
No, I did not.
Okay.
We did see the person shilling for photographs.
All right, yeah.
And I thought of you.
That's what I used to do. Yep. Made me feel dirty every single time. Hated it. But back when I worked there, they had a Bob Hope display.
Ooh.
Which I enjoyed frequently.
Okay.
And they also had a small section where they had an artist desk, like a Walt Disney artist setup.
Yeah, they still had that in the World
Okay,
War II
that's
section.
nice.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Because I think it was for propaganda art.
Yes.
Yeah.
No Will Eisner stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nobody knows who he is.
No.
How about you? Anything making you happy?
Jesus Christ.
I know, sorry.
You know what? I caught up on. I mean, you mentioned a nice personal thing that you did with your loved ones, and I watched a TV show.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What'd you watch?
So I caught up on Invincible.
Okay.
The animated series on Amazon Prime.
Nice.
And just really enjoying that. Second season. They only have 4 episodes out right now, and the back half is coming in like 2 months or so.
Okay.
So it went a little quickly, but it was still good.
That's awesome.
There was an episode where Paula Tompkins did a voice that was enjoyable.
I always enjoy that.
It's pretty nice. Yeah.
Was he Mr. Peanut Butter?
He was not Mr. Peanut Butter.
Oh, okay.
He was the narrator.
Nice. That's perfect. I need no further context.
And I think in the I think it's this season. Maybe it was towards the end of the first season. Ben Schwartz, comes into the show and does a voice as well. So,
nice.
so yeah,
Excellent.
It's an enjoyable show if you like extreme gore.
Okay, all right.
And superheroes.
My mileage varies, so gore anyway.
It is kind of funny to see how the show is progressing compared to the comic.
Yeah.
It seems to be going very quickly.
Okay.
But then again, well, I guess it's been like 3 years since between seasons, but
yeah.
The monthly comic for however many years it ran, obviously takes its time a little bit differently. So
I mean, maybe they know that in this crazy streaming environment, they have limited time.
True.
You never know when the powers that be are going to say you can't do it anymore. So.
Right. Yeah. Like in the first episode, like the very first episode, they reveal sort of the twist of the series, which in the comics doesn't happen until like the 8th issue.
Right.
Which, I mean, even that is just like, how did they get away with waiting that long to do it?
Yeah.
And obviously with this one, you're like, okay, of course you had to show us in the first episode this thing that happens.
I wondered how quickly they roll that out.
Yep.
Because, that's pretty crucial.
Episode 1. Which honestly adds to like a lot of the tension and mystery of following episodes. So, yeah.
Nice.
So that is the closest thing that I have that has made me feel slightly sane.
I love that. That's excellent.
Well, actually, I got to...
No, you only got one.
Fuck.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I did get to hang out with a friend of mine on Sunday this past weekend, which was fun.
Nice.
And because I don't have a car, I'm pretty much either stuck at work or at home, and we decided to go out and do stuff. And it was nice to not be stuck to one location.
That's awesome.
So we went to we had Indian food, which I've been craving for a while. Because I've been reading this comic series called Rare Flavors.
Okay.
Which is about a cannibalistic demon who hires a documentary filmmaker to film his life. And every episode, or every issue, has like a pretty in-depth recipe for how to cook a gourmet Indian dish.
Okay.
But obviously in the book, he's replacing whatever meat they're talking about with people.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's made me really want Indian food lately.
Nice.
So I was glad to have some Indian. I went to the comic book store, and she gave me a belated Christmas present, which was a gift card for Half Price Books.
Nice.
So we went there, and I bought Charles Burns' Black Hole graphic novel.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's a good book.
It is a good book.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was nice to do stuff.
Nice. It is nice to do stuff when you're sort of trapped.
Yep.
I definitely get that.
Yep.
All right.
Fast 5.
Fast 5 next week.
Yeah.
Vroom vroom, Eric.
Vroom vroom, Joe.
And until then, keep living your life a quarter mile at a time.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at our websites view.guttertrash.net or on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit our website at view.guttertrash.net for information about our Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. We'll see you next time.